Hey there, my name is Alana and I live in my 2006 Honda Accord. In this video, I want to talk about the 5 things that I wish I knew before beginning the lifestyle of full-time travel. So if you're new here, I actually moved out of my apartment 2 years ago and I traveled internationally for a bit, I've traveled in my car for a bit. All of that is vlogged here on my YouTube channel, if you go back far enough. But these are 5 things that I wish I knew before beginning any of that. Number 1 is that there are always downsides to every lifestyle that you can possibly live. Like, you'll always have positives and negatives. So I think a lot of times we look at full-time travel on the internet as this, oh my god, so positive lifestyle, and we forget that there's always downsides. Downsides will vary from person to person of what you value and what you miss while you're traveling and things, but yeah, there will be downsides. Full-time travel will not solve your problems, I guess, is the moral of the story of point number 1. You just might have different problems. Thing number 2 is that relationships of any kind take so much more effort to maintain when you're constantly moving locations and you're not staying in the same place all the time. And yeah, this applies to romantic relationships, but also friendships and family member relationships. When you live in the same place all the time, it's really easy to just call up your friend and be like, hey, when are you free? We can go do this thing. But when you're traveling all the time, it's like, oh hey, I'll be in town for 1 week out of the entire year. What are you doing? And they're like, oh, I'm busy this week. And it's like, of course. So a lot of FaceTimes, a lot of Snapchats, a lot of calls. But yeah, if a person's important to you, you really have to put in effort to stay in contact with them while you're traveling compared to when you're living in one place. And like, consciously I feel like I knew that, but then like a month before I moved out of my apartment and it was becoming real, I was like, oh my god, I have to say goodbye to everybody and I don't know when I'm gonna see them again, and it really started to hit me. So that's maybe something I wish I knew a little bit sooner or accepted a little bit sooner. But yeah, speaking of friends and family members, number 3 is that some people just won't understand, and that's okay. Like, you can still do you and people don't have to get it. Sure, you might lose a few friends who don't have similar interests, or you might have family members who totally don't understand you, but you'll meet amazing people along the way as you're traveling who do have similar interests and enjoy traveling, and then you can travel together, and that is like peak full-time traveler moment, is when you can travel with another full-time traveler. But you have to be willing to let go of the people who don't understand if you want to live a different life. And you'll find people along the way. It's just like scary to do it at first. And with family members, if they don't understand what you're doing, like, don't completely disown them, but like, take some distance, don't take their opinions to heart, and eventually they will see how happy this lifestyle makes you and they'll come around. Number 4 is also something that I like consciously knew, but it's also not portrayed on social media very well, and it's that traveling is not vacationing. I think a lot of people think of, oh, my travels are on my vacations, like that's when I go, is when I have a vacation from work. But when you're vacationing, you're relaxing, you're chilling out, you're hanging out on the beach, you know, not really stressing about much. But remember, if you're traveling full-time, then travel is real life, just in different places. So you'll still have things that stress you out, you'll still have uncomfortable moments, you'll have adventurous journeys and stories to tell, but it's not gonna be all sunshines and rainbows and relaxation. If you want to make full-time travel sustainable, you should probably be working in some form on the side, either online or volunteer or work exchange positions. And so that makes it more like real life too. Like, I remember going to my job in Panama, I'll link a vlog here, but I had all of these amazing expectations of like, I'll be living on the beach, I'll be so relaxed, I'm just teaching yoga, yada yada yada, but like, it's still real life. There was drama in the workplace, and there was drama in the volunteer like house, and it was still real life. And so you have to be prepared for that, and when uncomfortable situations and negative things arise, just be like, cool, this is just part of real life, and we're gonna keep moving on. And number 5, I kind of just touched on this, but be adaptable and let go of your expectations. So if you go into full-time travel with all of these amazing expectations of how it's gonna be great, you're gonna be disappointed. And that was me in that Panama vlog. But once I realized that my expectations were completely unrealistic, I had to be adaptable and say, okay, well, how do I want to make this work for me? And it's like, I don't plan on stopping full-time travel anytime soon, and so if you want to do this full-time, you have to be able to grow and adapt and change in the way that you would in real life as well. So it can't just be all la-ti-da, you know? Now, are there still things that I need to learn about full-time travel? Yes, absolutely. But if you have any advice, leave it down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up because I had to deal with that barking dog the entire time I was filming. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe down below so that you don't miss the next adventures. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!